Okay, so we're going to come into a seat. So if you have a chair, sit in your chair. If you have a block, which you all have blocks, we're gonna actually sit on this block. Okay, so if you want to try it on the chair, you can do so. So we got the block, we're gonna have it on the lowest level. Okay,
I need a block.
and at home, you did not get a block.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At home, if you don't have a block, use a towel, a rolled up towel, or a blanket, or a book, or something. Okay, so we're gonna sit on it. So we're kind of on the edge. Okay, and then we're gonna cross the legs. So if you're sitting on the chair, you're just gonna cross your legs at the ankle. Okay. Okay. So you don't have to pray if you feel like okay, go up, okay. Okay, so you're going to you're just going to feel as if your pelvis is tilted a little bit more. Okay, so you're kind of like on the edge of the block. You see I have a lot of block left behind me, like I'm not sitting right on top of it, I'm kind of sitting on the edge. And so my thighs are coming down. And so when I cross my legs, my knees can kind of come down a little bit more. So it should be a little bit of a pelvic tilt. If this does not feel right to you, you can adjust the legs, you can bring the legs out if you want to, or maybe do this, or just find a place where you can sit. If that feels better for you, yeah, you can do that. So just find a place where it feels somewhat comfortable, okay? Okay, and then we're just gonna close your eyes. Close the eyes, get a little bit more comfortable. And if the eyes closing does not feel comfortable to you, then just create a soft gaze. Okay, and then just allow yourselves to arrive to your practice. So sometimes we come into a room and we're bringing baggage with us. So like whatever happened in the car on the way, anything that was happening earlier today or yesterday. So just allow that to stay out of the room. You don't have to bring all the stuff with you. And then just take a few breaths here. Just noticing how things are feeling for you and what you're noticing. So doing a little check-in. How is your body feeling right now? And it's okay if it feels really weird or strange. That's okay. Take note. So what we're trying to do is just go into ourselves and just check out how we're feeling. So any sensations that you feel physically in the body, anything that you're feeling with your thoughts that are going through, any emotions that you're feeling. And then in the few minutes that we're sitting like this, you can feel frustrated and upset and happy and elated and sad all in a couple of moments. So just allow any emotions to come up where they may. So last week we talked a lot about the imagination and how we can use the imagination to do things in the physical body. So sometimes something that we're going to be doing in class isn't going to be suitable for you. So you can envision, manifest that you're doing it, but you're really physically not doing it. But honestly, the body does not know. If you really think that you're doing it, if the brain really registers that you are doing this certain movement or anything, the body will feel all those muscles and joints will feel as if it's doing whatever we're doing. Okay, so play around with the imagination if at any time you need to use it. Okay, it's extremely beneficial for your overall mental health. Okay, so let's just take a couple of breaths here. And if you need to change your legs or get off the block, please do so. It's not going to suit everybody. Just find yourself breathing. When you notice yourself breathing, you're just going to say breathing to yourself. And when you notice that there's a thought coming in your head, which is gonna probably be continuous, just tell yourself that you're thinking. And then when you notice that your mind is wandering, it's jumping out the window, then just tell yourself that you're wandering. And then bring your attention back to your breath. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths like this. And then release it, let it go. And then bring yourself into a more comfortable seat if you need to. If you need to get off the block, get off the block. Sit however you like. And try to sit tall. Everyone has a knee pad or something that you can still sit on that will help you to tilt the pelvis, just because then you're going to be a lot more in line. Your posture is going to be better. When your posture is in line and better, you're going to breathe better. Everything is going to function so much better in your whole body. The muscles are going to work better. Your organs are going to work better when everything is in line. Okay. So let's just start by warming up. So lucky you, you're in a sunbeam. You're on the great right there. So inhale the chin up. So let's lengthen through the front part of the throat. And as you exhale, you're going to bring that chin down. So you're going to lengthen through the back. You may even feel a little pull in through the upper shoulders and up the back. Inhale, you lift up. And exhale, lower down. And I'll do that just a couple more times, going nice and slow, just being aware. So as you inhale, you might feel you're trying to reach towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to reach that chin down towards your toes. And one more time. Okay, so we're going to keep the chin down here. And we're going to do half circles. So the chin's going to go over towards that right shoulder and then come back down. Now don't force anything. We're trying to be as kind and as loving to ourselves as much as we can. Over towards the left shoulder and then down. Over towards the right. Then exhaling it down. And one more time over towards the left. Going at your own pace. And down. Good. And then bring that head back up to center. Okay. Just take a moment here, and then let's bring those arms all the way up. Wiggle your fingers. And then bring those arms all the way down. And I'm going to roll the shoulders up and then back and down. Feel them sliding down your back. Up. Rolling them back and down. And one more time. Up. Around and down. Good. And then we'll do the reverse. Lifting them up and go forwards and up and forwards and up and forwards. Good. And then open up the arms nice and wide. Spread out your fingers. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good. And then give yourself a hug with the right arm on top. And tuck your head in, open up through the back. And then inhale, open up again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift up the chin if you like. And then exhale, round out, and give yourself a hug with the left arm on top. And your head in. Good. And then inhale, open up again. And this time, bring those arms all the way up. Reaching up, wiggle the fingers. And then hands to touch, and then bring those hands down towards the heart. Good. Inhale, lift up again. And we're going to take that right hand, bring it down towards the right side. plant the hand down, but maybe hold it onto the chair, and we're gonna reach and stretch. So we're gonna try to keep those buttock cheeks on the mat or the block as much as we can. Take a moment to breathe, don't fall over. And then inhale, reach up, grow a little taller, and then over towards the other side. Yeah, again, try to have equality between both buttock cheeks. We're breathing. I'm not holding the breath. We're breathing. Okay, and then inhale, bring your arms all the way up. And this time, let's do some circles with the wrists coming all the way down. And then one more time, going all the way up. Other direction with the wrists. All the way up. And then bring those hands to touch. And then bring them down towards the heart. Good. Okay, so if you're sitting on anything, except for maybe a chair, you can just remove, block. Okay, so sitting however you like. That might mean with your legs out, or your knees bent, or however you feel comfortable, any way that you like. We're gonna take the block and we're gonna put them on top of the head. So we're just gonna find our balance here. Okay, so we have to sit up nice and tall. Good. And just take a few moments here. Don't worry if the block falls. It will probably fall a few times. And when it does, you just, like with everything, you just put it back. Okay, so we're gonna do a little twist. We're just gonna move the head first. And if it falls off, it doesn't matter. Okay. Failing is not a bad thing. Everyone needs to remember that. Failing is not bad. It's how we learn. Okay, so we're going to turn our head to the right. Just the head. As far as you can turn it. And then inhale, bring it back. And then turn it in the other direction. And if you have freshly washed hair, it's going to slide a lot more. And bring the head back. Okay, let's see if we can do that one more time, going over towards that right side. And bring it back. And for those at home, if you have something that you can place on your head, sorry, I forgot about that, like a book or a blanket. And then over towards that left side. And then bring it back. Good. And then take a moment here. And breathe. Good. And then you can drop the block. Okay. So we've gone through cow and cat. So those people who are on the chair, stay on the chair. For those people who want to come onto their hands and knees, you can do so, or you can stay in your seat. Okay, so it just depends. So there's cow and cat this way. There's cow and cat on your hands and knees. So you decide what you'd like to do. If both of those don't work for you, come and stand up, and we can do cow and cat like this. Okay. So however you like to do it, seated, on your hands and knees, or standing up. Okay. Okay, so I'll stand up to begin with. Okay, so root down through your feet if you're standing up. And so we're going to come into our cow. So you're going to push the tailbone out. The belly and the chest are going to open and drop. And then you're going to look up. That's our cow. Exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone down. And the back is going to arch up. And the head is going to follow and look down. So that's our cat. And we're just going to go back and forth. And just go as far as or as much as you need to. You can do, if you're on your hands and knees, you can come on your hands, you can come onto your forearms, you can come onto your fists. Whatever feels better in your body. Okay, I'm just going to do a few of these. Moving nice and slow, taking your time, and just noticing whatever there is to notice. And make sure you're breathing. Let's maybe do 1 or 2 more cows and cats. Okay, and then when you're done, we're gonna come and sit back down. And we're gonna bend the legs up into staff pose. So for this, you might want to sit on the knee pad or the block. If you like, you can take your block and put it underneath your knees. That might help as well too. Okay, so whatever works best for your body. Okay. Just take a moment here. I'm going to see if we can flex the feet a little bit. Yeah, just like that. You can bring your feet down though if you want to. No, that's okay. So holding this for a couple of moments. Take a few breaths. Even though this might be a very, very simple pose, it's actually, you can feel it in your body. It's not that simple. So try to root down through your seat and lift up through the rest of your body. Yeah, take a couple breaths. Okay, let's release that. Do a little shake. And now we're going to do, I'm going to give you a few variations of this about a reverse table, okay? So when we're seated, we're going to bring our hands behind us, either on the hands or on the forearms, and we're just going to lift up our butts. Or imagine that we're doing it, okay? You can use your imagination. So you're here, I'm going to give you lots of options, okay? So here on the forearms, here on the hands, the legs can be out too, if that feels better in your body. If you're seated on a chair, if you're on a chair, grab a chair. Anyway, not this chair. If you're on a chair, you're going to be standing up on and holding on either to the seat, and you're just going to be like this. Okay, so you can have your buttocks on the edge of the chair, and you're just going to lift. Okay, yeah, just like that. Okay, so we're going to come up and down a couple times. Okay, up and down a couple times. Yeah. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Good. Ah, Gary, good one. You're on your back. Good. You can do it that way too. Okay, and then release. Then release and just lie down. Yeah, we're just sitting down. All of a sudden, ooh, yeah, be nice to yourselves. Okay, now just lie down for a couple moments and chill. All of a sudden, it got really warm in here. Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It is. It is. Okay, so just close your eyes again and just take a moment. Check in with yourself. I'm pretty sure that you're going to feel totally different than when you walked into this room. In different ways, Try not to label anything as I feel good or bad. So nothing's negative, nothing's positive. It is just what it is. Okay. Let's take a couple more breaths. Good. Okay. So you're going to roll over and you're going to bring yourself up to stand. So everyone's going to stand. Stand up. Stand up. On your feet.
Gotta be kidding me.
You need to end. Use the chair for guidance if you need to. We're going to grab our blocks again, and at home use something that you can put on your head, like a towel or a block or something. Okay, we're going to put it back on our heads. So we're just going to try to stand up as tall as we can. Okay. Just as tall as we can. So root down through your feet. If you feel like closing your eyes, go for it. So you want to make sure that your chin is parallel. If you lift up your chin too much, your head's going to tilt back, and that's when the block's going to move. Okay. You have a flat part on your head. It's at the very, very crown of your head, and that's where the block or anything. You know, you see these people in India and Southeast Asia and Africa, different parts of the world, carrying bowls and baskets and these amazing big things. And they've just learned how to have really good posture and to place that, whatever it is, on the crown of their head. Just take a moment here. Wow, everyone has the best posture ever. And breathe. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Hopefully you're breathing. You're not holding your breath. Okay. Okay. And then you're going to take your block and bring it down. Okay. And you're going to put your feet a little bit apart. Okay. And bend into your knees a little bit. And we're just going to sway. Just going to sway from side to side, maybe doing a little twist. Okay. Now just be aware of where your neighbor is, because as your arms go up, you don't want to slap them in the face. So maybe bend into your elbows a little bit and just allow those arms to go up. And then go down. And just notice how your weight is going to be distributed differently in the feet. Your knees might sway. So just be aware of that. Okay. And then just the arms are just going to keep going up and down. Swaying however you like. You can really bend your knees or keep them a little bit straight, but just make sure that all the joints are very, very soft and fluid, so they're really flexible. Bringing the arms up, and then bringing those arms back down. Okay, and then stop. And just bring the feet to where they feel comfortable. Just take a moment here just to notice. Okay. And then we're going to warm up the knee area a little bit. So we're just going to do some bouncing, rebounding. It doesn't have to be much. You can go slow, or you can go a little bit quicker. Just make sure you're breathing. So just doing this is going to help to support the knees. Take the strength in and around the knees. And someone is not muted. Elizabeth, you're not muted. Okay. So we're going to just keep a little bit of a bend in the knees as we pause. Okay, so just have a little bit of a bend in the knees. Okay, we're just going to try to stay up as tall as we can. So our hip flexors are still kind of open here. Okay, and we might feel all of a sudden something's happening now. We can feel a little bit of warmth happening in those thighs and stuff. And then we're going to lift up. Okay. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to bend into the knees. You're getting anywhere? Do you want to, there's a thermostat right beside you. Do you want to turn that down? Just the arrow, just turn the arrow, put the arrow down. The very, very bottom. And just press down. Yeah. Okay, so we're bending it back into the knees, creating a little bit more heat. Make sure you're breathing. Good. One more breath. And then straighten yourself out. Good. And then just wiggle around. Okay, we're going to go into something called eagle. So you're going to take your right leg and you're going to cross it over your left. Okay, so this is the beginning. So any of these parts you can do. And if you want to go deeper, you can go deeper, you can go back. Okay, so the first thing is that the right leg is over top of the left leg. We have a little inner thigh squeeze here. Okay, and now we can bend into the knees maybe a little bit more. And maybe that right foot comes up onto the toes now. So the more of the weight is on that left leg. Okay, good. Now, if you're feeling like you have a little bit more balance, maybe you can pick up that right leg, or it can be just on the toes. So we're still inner thigh squeeze. The legs are squeezing together. And we're trying to still stand up as tall as we can. Okay, so those toes can be on the ground, they'll just be touching the ground or just wiggling around. Okay, if that feels good, you can stay there, or even down here. Or maybe you can bend into that left thigh a little bit more, and maybe that leg can go a little bit more back. You just do what you do. No, you just do what you do. Wherever you are, you are. Okay? It is hard. Yes. And that's okay. It's challenging. Challenging.
Sure.
Yeah, challenging. That's okay.
My friend
Okay.
the wall.
Yeah, friend the wall is fine. Okay, and then release it. And then just let's give a little shake. We're gonna revisit that in a little bit, but we're gonna do the other side first. You're gonna find one leg is stronger than the other leg. Okay? Okay. So we're gonna bend into the knees a little bit again. Just a little bit. And then we're gonna take that left leg and we're gonna cross it over. Okay. So both feet are gonna be on the floor to begin with. And we're gonna have an inner thigh squeeze. And this side might be, you know, a little bit more tricky. You might have to just cross at the ankles, and that's fine too. Okay? There's all these different alternatives that you can do. A lot of alterations. Okay, so go from here, maybe you go a little bit closer, maybe you're on the toes now of the left foot. A little bit more weight is now in that right leg. Okay, maybe you can pick up that left foot. And breathe.
Yes.
Yes. And don't worry, you can always bring that foot down.
Okay.
There's always the option. Don't think that you're stuck. You're never stuck. You always have options and choices. Okay. Now, if you want to go a little bit more, maybe you bring that foot maybe back. Let's find out where you can stay for maybe a breath or two, and then you return with both feet on the ground. Yeah, yes. And then shake it out. Shake out. Shake out, shake out, shake out. Okay, we'll let the legs take a little break. We'll do some arms now. So just allow the feet just to relax. And we're still activating, we're pushing into the ground. We're just gonna do the arms now. Okay, so don't lock the knees. The knees are still, there's still like a micro bend in there. The reason being is, have you ever been around and then there's a dog and it comes flying behind you and knocks you over? If the knees are bent, you're going to be a lot safer. You're going to be able to, yeah, bounce back. If you're locked up, you're going to go face first. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take the right arm and cross it over top of the left arm. So we got our elbows kind of connected. And then we're going to turn the palms up. Good. And then we're going to bend into the elbows. Good. So we might stay here, or maybe we can bring the back of the hands together. Okay. So that's the first part. Well, actually, that's the second part, because we could be here if we wanted to be. And then we can also twist a little bit more. Maybe you can bring that, what hand is that? That my left hand, and maybe you can touch the right hand, so the palms are together. So just wiggle around until you find a little twist. So it's almost like a little pretzel. And you just find where you can go. Okay, so you're opening up, yeah, it is where it is, and that's totally fine. You can also bring it back like this. So you don't have to go into the elbows. Yeah, you can be just the forearms or the wrists. And that might be enough. Okay, we don't have to squeeze it. So that just opens up your back a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna hold that here. Take a few breaths. Equal weight through both feet.
Are we resting on our chest?
You can rest on your chest to begin with. Yes, rest the elbows on your chest to begin with. Yeah, because it's a lot until we build up a little bit more strength to really lift them up.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now we're going to take the left hand and bring it to the right elbow.
Okay.
And then the left
Shoulders.
to the shoulders. Yeah. You see, and I don't even, my French is bad and so is my English. So you're there. So you're kind of giving yourself a little hug here. Okay. And just hold that, squeeze that in. And we're just opening up the back again a little bit more. Take a couple breaths. and then release. And then just shake it out. Shake it. Okay, let's try the other side now. Okay, so we're gonna take the left hand and we're gonna bring it over top the right. We'll try the elbows first. And if you need to adjust, you adjust, okay? And then we're going to bring the hands so that the back of the hands face. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna bring them up and together. So maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Okay. If they don't, then you undo the arms a little bit so that maybe just the wrists. Okay. If you can, maybe you twist them around a little bit more so the palms face each other. Again, you just do you. Just do you. Whatever you need. Okay. Elizabeth, you have to mute yourself. Oh well. Okay, and we're hugging these elbows in towards the chest. Okay, and we need to breathe. If you find you're laboring on your breath, you're going. That means you've gone too far. Okay. Okay, so again, we're going to take the right hand to the shoulder and the left hand to the right shoulder. Yes, and give yourself a hug. You might have to adjust yourself. You just feel that open back and breathe. Good. And then we're gonna release and shake out. Okay, let's just shake out the whole body. Because even though we were just doing the arms there, you probably were holding some tension in the feet and the legs and everywhere else in the hips. So just wiggle it out. Wiggle. Okay. So we're going to try to put that together. Okay. In a moment. We're going to bring those arms. We're going to bring those arms up. And bring the hands towards the heart. And we're going to side bend towards the right. So equal weight through both feet and just side bend as far as you can. Good. And then inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. And then all the way over towards the other side. Good. And then inhale, coming back up and bring those arms up with you. And we're going to do a twist. Just the arms and the torso are going to twist. Your knees are still facing the front. And your toes are still facing the front. And maybe your head goes back a little bit further. Just allow those arms and shoulders to soften. And then inhale, bring those arms all the way up as you come forwards again. Reach it up nice and tall. And then we're going to twist over towards the other side. All the way down. And try to again stand up as tall as you can. Okay, and then inhale, bring those arms all the way up with you. Hands to touch above your head. And then bring the hands down towards the heart. Good. And then we'll do one more little shake. Shake out those legs, shake out these arms. Okay. So we're going to root down through we're going to do the left foot first. So root down through that left foot. Okay. We're going to take the right leg and just cross it over. Okay. So this is the beginning. You want to stay here, you stay here. Okay. Then the next is lifting up that right foot. So you're kind of more on the toes and your inner thigh squeezing. Okay. I'm trying to stand up as tall as we can. Make sure you're breathing. And then if you want to go a little bit more, maybe the knees bend a little bit more, and then you bring that foot maybe back and behind. So again, you just do you. You find where you can stay. Okay? Because we were going to add the hands, which it gets a little bit more complicated. Now the hands, we're going to do the opposite of the legs. So that means the left arm is going to come over top of the right. And then we're going to bring the hands, back of the hands together, and then maybe the palms come together. So again, you just find where you can stay and you can breathe. And breathe. Excellent. Very good. And then bring the foot down, unwind, and then shake everything out. Good job. Let's take a moment here just to pause. Bring your hands onto the hips and do some circles in the hips. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. Around and around and around we go. And then go in the opposite direction. Go one more time around. Again, paying attention to everything that we can. Good. And then set it nice and tall. Okay, so put the weight into your right foot a little bit more and take your left foot and cross it over. Okay, so we can just stay here. Or maybe we bend into the knees a little bit more and we lift up that left foot a little bit. Maybe on the toes, or the ball of the foot. Or maybe you can wrap it around a little bit more. You do you, it does not matter. Wherever you are, you are. Okay? Okay, now we're gonna do the arms. So it's going to be the right arm on top of the left arm this time. Either crossing at the wrists or the elbows. Back of the hands together or the palms together. And just find a place where you can stay and you can breathe and you can notice. Good. There's a little inner thigh squeeze here. Because when you do that, all of a sudden the muscles just kick in. So you're keeping your back wide open, breathing. One more breath. Good. And then let's release everything and shake everything out. Whew. And then just take a moment just to stand. Okay, maybe close the eyes. We're going to stand into Tadasana. So your feet are about hip width apart. This is mountain pose. And the arms are down. Okay, fingers spread out wide. This is a very active pose. Think of a mountain. Think of a really strong mountain. You're reaching down with your feet. You're lifting up with the crown of your head. So that front top, flat part of the head is reaching up. Okay, chest is open, back is open. One more breath. And then shake it out. Okay, so we're going to take the right leg and we're going to reach it back. Okay, so we're going to reach the right leg back at 90 degrees. Okay, if you want to do this on a chair, you're sitting on the chair. What you're going to be like this, or like this. Okay. Okay, so when we're doing this is called warrior 2. Think of yourself as a little warrior. The back foot, the arch of the back foot is in line with the heel of the front foot. Okay, so you're like this. So in ballet, this would be third position. You bring the foot back and you're bending into that front knee. Okay, the legs, you can space it out as much as you can. You can do it this way as much as you can. Don't worry about the hips. The hips are going to turn. Don't worry about where the hips are. Okay, or you can bring it all the way back and you can come back and come into this. So you just adjust yourself. Okay. Okay, so you're bending into that front knee and you'll find that there's a little bit of an external rotation on this front thigh. Okay, so the knee is going to be over top of the ankle, but it's going to be kind of tracking to those 3 middle toes. And then the arms are going to reach out and they're coming right out of your shoulders. And you're looking over that right hand. And your body is right between your arms. So your right arm is in front of you.
Right arm?
The right arm is in front of you. Yeah.
Okay.
Left arm. Left arm. Oh my goodness.
Okay. It's okay. We're doing the left arm. It's great.
Sometimes I tell you. Okay, so we're on the left side. Okay, and it's kind of like, think of a snowboarder, think of a surfer. Okay? So if you think of it that way, it kind of makes sense. Okay, equal weight through both feet. So you might find that you're leaning a little bit more forwards and there's more weight there. Try not to. Try to lean a little bit more into your back. So you have equal weight between both two. Good. And then you're gonna bring the arms down and you're gonna straighten your leg. So both legs are straight. Take a moment here. And then go back into the warrior two. Good. We want to have those shoulders right in line. So this back arm, this right arm is reaching back. So your chest is and shoulders are wide open. Okay, it's almost like in a T. And soften the shoulders down. And breathe. Good. Now bring those arms down and straighten that front leg. Good. Take a moment here. And then we're going to pivot. So you're going to face the back of the room. That means you can't look at me. You have to listen to me. So your right toes are facing the back of the room, right? And your left toes are facing the right side of the room. The left side of the room. The left side of the room. And you're bending into that front foot, front knee. The weight is equal between those legs. And then you're going to reach that right arm out in front of you, the left arm out behind you. Good. And again, there's that little external rotation in that front thigh. Okay, soften through the shoulders. Inhale here. And then exhale, bring your hands down and straighten that front foot, front leg. Okay, let's bend right back into that warrior two. Bend into the knee, bring the arms up. Let those arms just float. Just let them float. There's a cushion of air. You know those water bugs that you see in the lake and on the river, and they're floating on the water? It's kind of the same thing. Our arms are just kind of floating on the air. Yeah, take one more breath here. Equal weight through both feet. And then when you're relaxed, bring those arms down and straighten that front foot. And then pivot one more time towards the front of the room. Good. And then bring your feet together. Now let's just shake. Shake it out, shake it. Good. And since we're all standing, we're all going to do some cows and cats. So bending into your knees. You can place your hands on your hips or on your thighs, whatever feels good. You don't have to bend so far down, just a little bit of a bend. And we're going to inhale our cow. So pushing the chest and the belly out, shoulders back, lift the head, tailbone back. So you got this little divot in your back. And then exhale, ground out. Inhale again into your cow. And exhale into your eyes. Let's do two more of those. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Good. And then stand yourself up. Come back into your Tadasana. Okay. So before we head down to the ground, since we're standing, we're going to do this little walking meditation around your mat or around your chair. Okay. So we're going to, come onto your mat and we're going to stand maybe onto the edge of the mat or 1 foot on the mat, 1 foot onto the floor. I'm just going to give you one now. That's okay. Because then you'll be able to. You can hold on to the chair. Okay, so you're going to be standing 1 foot on the edge of the mat and 1 foot on the floor, standing up nice and tall. Okay, you can keep your eyes open to begin with, and then when you feel really comfortable with yourself, then you can close your eyes. And you're going to start just to walk, tiny little steps. And we're going to go really slow. 1 foot at a time. We're going to walk around the mat. Try not to look at your feet. Okay, try not to look at your feet. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Just walking slowly around the mat. When you feel comfortable, maybe you can close your eyes. Just be aware if there's anything, any obstacles in your way. Take it slow, 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 slow. Slow, slow, slow. Okay, once you've gone around your mat once, then turn around and go around in the other direction. Now you're just taking nice slow steps, really feeling each foot connecting to the ground. And you can even take a moment to even pause if you feel like you feel unsettled or unbalanced. Take a moment and pause before you take another step. So eyes open or closed, whatever works best in your body. Now, when you've gone around in the other direction, you're going to stop and grab your block. Or at home, if you have something else to put on your head. You saw that coming, huh? You're gonna put that on your head again. Well, find your block, stick it on your head. And we're gonna try this. Walking. And you know what? If the block falls, oh well, c'est la vie, it does not matter. Okay, and we're just gonna try to walk. And again, take it slow, stand up nice and tall. And if you feel really comfortable, close your eyes. But again, we're going so slow. Pause where you feel like you need to. If you feel like a little unbalanced, pause for a moment, get your balance, and then continue. Eyes can be open or closed. It's entirely up to you. Okay. Slow, slow, slow. And again, and don't be judgmental or criticize yourself if the block falls. It's totally fine. Every time you do this, we get a little bit better with our balance and our posture. Find that flat part of the head. Okay, and then if you want to change your directions, turn around, change directions. And then if you're feeling particularly maybe happy or smug, maybe you can go backwards.
Oh.
And honestly, backwards is actually usually easier. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're definitely not then using your eyes, you're definitely using your intuition instead. Yeah. So you can try that. If you don't want to, you don't have to. No one's forcing you to do anything. But it's great because all of a sudden it's like, wow, I can do this. Yeah. Backwards, forwards, whatever your eyes to open, eyes closed. Just spend a couple more breaths here. And when you've had enough, come back to the middle of your mat. It's a lot, it's a lot, it's a lot. You can take your block down. And we're going to make our way onto the ground or on back onto your chair. See if you can do it without using your hands. Honestly, if you have to use your hands to get down on the ground. If you cannot use your hands, great. Either on the ground or on your chair.
Okay, I'll try, I'll see.
Okay, so you're just gonna sit. You're just gonna get into a seat. And then you're gonna make your way onto your back. So if you want to do that, and unless you don't feel like getting on our ground, it's up to you. Good job. And then you're gonna lay down. Oh,
Oh,
lay down. Yeah.
Time right now.
Nice to lay down. Yeah.
Really, this butt one thing amazes me.
Yes. So now you can either have your knees bent or not.
Hold on.
If your knees feel better bent, bend your knees. If they feel better straight, straighten your legs. Okay, and just take a few moments on your back. Just noticing the connection points on your back. Noticing what you notice. Breathe. Noticing how it feels to breathe. Then we're going to just give our knees a little hug. So bring those knees in towards your chest. So it might just be one knee, it might be both legs. Maybe you can hold on to the knees, maybe you hold on to the tibia, maybe you hold on to your thighs. Entirely up to you. There's a name to this pose, by the way. Anyone guess what the name of the pose is?
Happy child or?
Well, it's kind of like child's pose, but on your back. It's actually called wind release. So if you feel like you have digestion problems, this is an awesome pose to get into. You just lay on your back, move your knees, and you can even stir the pot, moving from side to side, little circles with your knees, and then that will help to alleviate any digestive issues. Yeah. This is also good for IBS, by the way, if anyone is suffering from that. So just to explore this. And then we're going to go into a little twist. So you're going to bring your feet down onto the ground, just your feet, and you're going to allow your knees to sway over towards one side. And you're going to drop those knees down, make them kind of comfortable. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground if you can. And adjust your legs. Adjust your legs so you feel comfortable. Your legs can be a little bit straighter, they can come in a little bit closer. So you're not quite in a fetal position. So you're more into a twist. Okay. Just take a few breaths here on this side. If you feel like moving your head in the same direction or the other direction, you can do so. And if you feel like you want to keep swaying those knees from side to side, you can do that. And then on your next breath, bring those knees back up to center. And then the knees are going to go over towards the other side. And again, you might need to readjust your legs. Keep both shoulders on the ground. Take some time to breathe here. And notice whatever is happening. Then we're going to bring those knees back to center. And you can keep your feet on the ground or stretch out your legs. And we'll come into our final rest. So Savasana. If you want to put a block underneath your knees, if that feels good, you can do that. Or it's also called constructive rest. If you keep your knees bent, move your feet apart from each other and bring the knees a little bit closer. If anyone wants another block to put underneath their knees, I have a bunch of blocks, so I can give those to you. And just allow yourselves to relax. So it feels like you're almost melting. Melting. When you notice that you're breathing, tell yourself that you're breathing. When you notice that you're thinking, tell yourself thinking. And when you notice your mind wandering, which it will do, it's okay. Just tell yourself wandering. And then bring yourself back to your breath. Peacefully and slowly begin to bring your awarenesses back. Noticing your breath, maybe it deepens. And bring some movement back into your body, your own fingers, toes, maybe your head. And then give yourself a little stretch. Only if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Then you're going to roll over into a fetal position, and then that will help you to push yourself up into any seat that helps you to get comfortable. So sitting however you like. If you want to go back up onto the chairs, you're very welcome to. And we're just going to finish our practice. So if you want to sit on the block, if you want to sit on the knee pad, do so. Find yourself back into somewhat of a comfortable seat. Nice and tall. We're going to close our eyes. Just relax in wherever you are as much as you can. And take a moment to reflect on your practice. So just noticing what we did, reflecting on any of the movements that we did, any of the postures, any of the breathing, any sensations that you noticed, any thoughts that you thought. Anytime your mind wanders, where did it wander off to? Just noticing and not being judgmental about it. Criticizing yourself, well, that I should have stayed here, I should have. No, you didn't. So it is what it is, and it's fine. Wherever your mind went, it's totally fine. So just notice, and then how you responded to any of it. Okay, and then let's bring our hands towards our heart and bow our heads and give ourselves some gratitude. First of all, gratitude for showing up. That's huge. And then gratitude for staying. That's huge too. And then gratitude for just doing whatever you could for your own self. And we will finish. So, namaste, and Shanti.